So yeah,
They're
talks of pickles aside, we can finally get started here with episode 19 of Star
19,
Wars
really?
D&D. Yeah, episode 19.
Jeez.
Yeah, guys, we've been at it for 19 sessions already, dude. My goodness. You
And
guys
still
just
no level up.
you guys just keep coming back. I don't know what to say. Level it. Oh, you didn't get it? I thought I sent it in the mail. No? Oh well. They'll come back around. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we'll be looking to start here, right now. So, Amber, are you ready?
Yes.
Haley, are you ready?
Yep.
Candy, are you ready?
Yep.
Trey, are you ready?
Yeah.
Cam, are you ready?
The DM is a tyrant, a scoundrel.
That's why I skipped you.
I declare that the DM must be overthrown.
Oh man,
His tyranny shall endureth no longer.
it's cool. All right, kid gloves will come off when you come for the DM throne. I'm sorry, but all right. You can get started with this session of Star Wars D&D now. Sadly, due to facing Mamoru Uchiha being placed in the Infinite Tsukuyomi, Delcor will not be here today, so we will go on without him. We'll just say he's going through the crowd, interacting with folks, gathering up intel. Speaking of the setting, let me give you guys a brief recap. Last session, you all made it to Bespin, and thanks to some good planning by Kuma of all people, you most, if not all of you, were disguised so well by Kuma, even for some of you, even changing specifically what race you are being perceived as you all enter into the the party being held at Za'nara's estate. Chandra quickly finding her friend after being escorted, finds her on the dance floor, and she is all too eager to reconvene and catch up with you as she takes you to her own private area away from all the noise of the party. Getting you alone, she reveals to you her plan of speaking with the numerous guests here, swaying them to your side before your attempted coup of overthrowing Malik Alder and Za'nara taking the throne of the exchange. She shows you holographic sort of dossiers for each individual, giving a brief sort of background. While the rest of you begin to mingle, the trappings around you are gilded and pretty, but you've already been exposed to the dark sort of behind the curtain, as slaves attend to the whims of every individual here, and it is a harsh reality for some of you to just keep bottled down while you interact with, honestly, the worst scum and villainy in the galaxy. And that is where we will pick up today. So, let's get started here. Alrighty. Had to hit that beat. Okay, so upon the first floor of Za'nara's large estate, you all, in the guises granted to you by Kuma, now have free access to schmooze and mingle with the other guests here at the party. Everywhere you look, you see people of established wealth, and they are not shy in showing it. You overhear casual talks of courtship, espionage, assassinations, and murder. Just as if it was as common news as the results of a sports game. The people here make no attempt to hide who they are. And for some of you, it can be a bit uncomfortable knowing that you are literally in a den of thieves here. But with that being said, and with full open directions for you all to go, what are you all still here on the first floor doing?
So, first of all, at the end of last session, right before we parted, both of our scholars did a thing to give us proficiency, I believe.
Yes.
In skills.
So
I remember one of them was perception. I can't remember what the other one was.
Tech.
Tech. Okay.
yeah, so I do believe, yeah, both Delcor gave it all for you for, I think, tech, and then Emilio gave it all for you for perception. And you can only use it once, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But it lasts for the next hour.
Right. So, a slew of party guests. What do you guys go and talk to anyone? Are you doing anything? Scoping stuff out? What's going on?
Yeah, I think Nala, I can't remember if we were all separating or what, but Nala is, holding a drink, doing her best, bored expression as she walks around. And I'm going to try to, find interesting conversations or people to eavesdrop on. Specifically, looking for anybody talking about war, the Yuuzhan Vong, I guess.
Emilia would also like to do a thing.
A thing?
Agreeing with Nala that we should cover more ground, split up, and listen for any interesting conversation. She's going to slightly twist at one of her buttons. Well, first I'm just going to look around, make sure I'm just not in the sight of any cameras or anything.
Oh, okay. You're trying to do whatever you're trying to do out of camera shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, roll. If you're trying to just do it sneakily, it would be sleight of hand. If you're trying to figure out where a blind spot for the cameras, roll perception.
Okay. I'll whisper to Nala, Kuma, and Calliope. Can you all help me look for a blind spot in the cameras? If we're going to try and listen for any information, anything at all about the future of the galaxy, I have something I can do to give us an edge.
With that being said, Kuma, you feel a hand on your back, and it causes your furs to stand on end, and you immediately spin around to see a smiling Calliope toying with you. She sort of gently stroked the back of your neck, a teasing move she usually does to get the jump on you. Calliope, you arrive in the fine dress from your... I actually don't think you bought clothes when you guys went shopping. You already had extensive wardrobe. So you wearing this extravagant fit put together. Describe for us how you look. Did you disguise yourself before you came out here? Did you do anything prior to coming out here?
So here, I'm
Are you still wearing your jetpack?
Please say yes.
I don't know if I can hide anything in this outfit. I decided not to go with a disguise.
Okay.
And I did put my outfit in the chat. So I have
Ooh.
this hand sequin beaded, very high slit, asymmetrical dress for a different engagement that ended up being canceled due to the galaxies being under attack.
It happens.
And figured this would be its place to showcase everything.
Excellent. You definitely, upon your entry, you notice that you immediately get attention from patrons, while the purpose of the disguises that most of your fellow crew members went with was for infiltration, to be unnoticed so that they can move through. You, in striking contrast, draw the room to you. You've always been a creature that is done their best work center stage, and you have never been at a grander performance than this. But you find your comrades close enough, or rather you find Kuma close enough because of your connection, even with her excellently made disguise. You know Kuma without a second glance, and it's through her that she guides you over to Nala and Emilio, who to you are strikingly different. The vibrant colors of Nala are now muted tones, her expression almost emotionless and plain. You've seen Nala before in her full regalia, and she has a very powerful presence to her, not just for her beauty but for her station. And Kuma has done extensive work in hiding these attributes, making her almost underwhelming and unnoticeable. But the greatest surprise to you is walking over to a Emilio who looks almost completely different. If you stare long enough at her, you can see the shy scientist you've gotten to know. The extensive work Kuma has made her look more rugged, hardened, and she doesn't even look like the same race. The bone, sort of like the added features to her cranium and her and the shading on her with her makeup makes her look almost like a Falleen, a humanoid race, mostly known throughout the galaxy for their ties to the criminal underworld. A perfect fit for this crowd. And you'd have to say, this is probably some of Kuma's best work.
I am absolutely proud. So as Calliope walks in, she's going to go to Kuma and pretend to introduce herself. Since she arrived so late and is causing such a big distraction, she kind of wants to keep her distance from everyone, but wanted to at least let Kuma know that she is there. So she will grab a glass of champagne or other alcoholic beverage from someone serving something as they walk in. And do that little like light tickle touch to Kuma and just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I just could not resist. You look so is Kuma's disguise also more rugged and like quiet, or is like what's Kuma's disguise if she has one?"
Coming around to the front now, as you greet this person, quote unquote, for the first time. You notice that it's a disguise Kuma uses pretty often. Most, if not all, of her tones are a bit lighter of her skin. She's wearing those contacts again that hide her glowing red chiss eyes. It's her usual Pantoran sort of cover-up disguise that she uses. A look that she's used a number of times before in the past.
Okay, so I'll tell her that she looks good enough to eat, and then introduce myself as Calliope, or some others might know me as the broker, and I'll kind of toss my voice out to try to get more attention on me, so that way there's less attention on everyone else.
And like, given that, can I now like try to see if even the crowd and the cameras are sort of focused on Calliope's entrance, and if so, can I like move to a blind spot between them all?
Well, I will say that definitely the eyes of the people are drawn towards this enigmatic figure that has shown up, and you already had eyes on you, Calliope, but as you begin to speak out, you start to and be more of the center of the attention. More people start to listen in as you introduce yourself. This gives you, Emilio, the perfect chance you were looking for. As you look around, you try to find the right moment and the right place to execute your plan. I will now say that you can either now try to hide it with sleight of hand, or find a blind spot with advantage.
On perception?
Yeah, if you want to blind spot, if you want to try to find a blind spot from the cameras and people, perception. If you just want to try to sneak it real quick, it would be sleight of hand. But either one can now be made with advantage because of Calliope. And you have guidance from Nala.
Thank you very much, Nala. I am going to look for a blind spot with perception.
Go for it.
Roll. Oh yeah, right. Okay, cool. Where in the world did my perception go? Sorry, my brain just farted for a second.
You good, man?
Because you're disguised as someone with only one brain instead of two.
Hey, that's true.
That's funny.
Ooh.
And then that's a D12.
Yeah, true. Go ahead. Oh my god, 29?
Yeah.
Now you don't find it, dude. No, I'm kidding. No,
He sees nothing.
the camera layout is thorough, almost aggravatingly so. Seems you get just from looking around that Za'nara is the type of person who does not like not knowing about what's going on. But even with that, as people begin to shift and move, heading towards Calliope, you find a gathering of people who, if you move behind, you have a clear chance hidden from camera view.
So, also given that, I'm going to kind of like, slowly scuttle my way by some people. Pretend I'm admiring the pond, like right behind this pillar, clocking the blind spot between the cameras. I also clocked some camera clusters with the, objectively speaking, most field of vision.
Yeah, I would say for you.
I'm going in, CJ.
Yeah, I see. You want everything. I got you. I would say that you would be able to see on the sides above these towering statues of Zagarian warriors. You can see cameras that all alternate almost in a very consistent pattern, and through their sweeping between these three large cameras, or these three well-placed cameras above these three statues, they cover the entirety of this front zone, the walkway, the center entrance as you walk up to the mansion. As you move over, though, you're back against this sort of post, this sort of like tower or post here in the center that's closed off. There are cameras posted above each one of these entrances into this center sort of structure that continuously sweep. Adjacent from them on the opposite side, on the entryway, on the doors going in to the mansion, are sweeping cameras as well. Security is pretty tight, and you're lucky for Calliope's eccentricities, because if it wasn't for her and all these people starting to gather to notice her, you might not have been able to find just a good classic like hiding spot, like a blind spot in their surveillance here.
And while I'm like observing the camera sway, I'm sort of humming along in the rhythm that they pan back and forth, and I go, da 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 da. And I scoop a lily out of the pond, and I mutter to myself, "Now make mommy proud." As my buttons begin to sort of vibrate ever so slightly, I put the ionics onto one of the petals, and I will try to subtly cast tracker droid interface.
Excuse
at
me?
10th level.
I'm sorry.
Cat.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Wait, what?
Tracker
Okay.
droid interface.
Okay. What? What?
It allows me to put a tracker droid on a creature, and I get to see what it sees with as many droids as I like when I cast it above 3rd level or higher. I have to maintain 100 feet between all of the droids, and I can also cast tech powers through them. So DM, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scatter the ionics on like those key wide sweeping cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to give one eventually to all of my friends so I can hear and record conversations. And so also when it's time for me to cast explosion, I'll be able to do so from very structurally strategic locations.
Okay.
Simultaneously.
So let's see. While your tracker droid, this isn't even concentration. It just is a droid. Let's see. While your tracker droid is within 150 feet of you. Jesus. Okay. You can communicate with it via tech focus. Additionally, as action, you can see through the droid's vision and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn. Evidence of any such senses that the droid has during the time. Okay. You are okay. You can interface between more than one tracker droid and your tech at a time. Okay, finally you can cast type powers. Range of touch, your track will deliver. Okay, your track controllers must be within 100 feet of you. Okay, when you cast this power using a tech slot of 3rd level or higher, you maintain the link with one more droid. For every 2 slots, multiple droids are the same initiative. Okay, holy shit. We are here to play.
Yeah, I showed up to work.
Okay.
So I will be using my glasses as a means to see through what the droids see.
Got you. Okay, so
I would have told you I was like modifying my clothes on the flight, but we had kind of like, made it there.
yeah, I got you.
Please. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
You are so gracious, DM. Thank you.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes. Say it again. Okay. Okay. Again, with Calliope gathering a crowd, you use their interest in her to find a secluded space for you to make your move. A very silent thunk is let loose as you let free this I would say modified ionics that falls off or floats down, resting upon one of the lily pads on the water. You can see it's very like dim sort of shine. The electricity still like softly currentting through its body. It gives off a very dim spark that lasts for only a moment as you weave the instructions out as these insects begin to fly outward. To the rest, it would seem only like as if a few gnats here on this outside sort of like puddle, if that. They're almost small enough to not be even completely noticed, but they begin to fly out, and you're sending them where to these cameras?
Gonna like try and perch them like right on top or adjacent. Only one, just a teeny tiny fly on the wall, sort of like leveling out their electronic or their electromagnetic emissions to like the lowest possible lull, just so I can share the same field of vision as like the major camera points. And then I'm going to save 3 of them to sort of perch on Nala, Kuma, and Calliope's clothes or hair or wherever, should they be willing. I'm going to try and use them like eavesdrop on conversations or something.
So how many total do you have? Because it says here, guesses using a text slot of 3rd level or higher, you can maintain a link with 1 or more territory for every 2 slots. 2 slots levels above first.
Oh, okay. So it's a 1st level spell. So to cast it at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. 2nd, 3rd.
So you would have to cast it at 3rd level to get 2. 5th level would be 3. 7th level would be 4. 9th level would be 5.
Okay. And if that's the case,
I'm reading that right?
yeah, I'm tracking your math. 10th, 11th, 12th. So 13th level.
You're gonna cast it
higher than 9th level.
Yeah,
I can't go higher than 9th? Oh.
No, what?
Okay, I thought overcharge was just like crank it like all the way.
Oh no, overcharge just lets you know like when you cast it at a higher level.
Okay, all right, cool. So then 9th level then.
Okay.
As and if that's as many as I can get, then that's cool.
Yeah, so at 9th level, that would be 5. So you have 5
Okay.
of these remotely control insects that you can control and see and hear through. Wow.
Uh, okay, so I'll put 3 on like some really good camera spots.
Mhm.
And then I'll save 2, not for me because I'll be able to hear through them anyway. I'll save 2 for whoever is going to go around and like eavesdrop on people's conversations and such.
Okay. As you say it happens. The few droids you send out disperse, placing themselves. Where specifically do you want them to go? Like which cameras? I don't want to tell you where they go. Like tell me where. Like
Yeah.
as you know, right now there are cameras on the
statues are around the entrance
statues around the entrance.
that also look in this direction too.
Yeah.
Right.
So okay. So these. All right. Let's make this square. These statues cover this space, right?
Okay.
There are cameras here that cover this space. They're on this door, or they're by these doors over here. They cover this wide space. There's also one right above you over here on this door. And it's the same thing on the opposite side. You've got cameras over here that are swaying back and forth. Or a camera here that's swaying back and forth. And then there's a camera over here that looks up this way and also goes back and forth.
This is a 2nd level up here.
Oh no, this is all ground level. This is all the ground floor.
Okay.
These are only the cameras that are outside looking outside. You have no idea about the camera layout inside. You haven't been inside yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to cast it and just kind of like hold them until I get like a adequate look of the whole joint. Case the joint a little bit, and I will decide where to place them a little bit later. But I do want one like on the entrance door, for sure.
Okay.
Kind of like here, just to see who else is coming in and out.
Got you. Yeah,
Thank you,
completely.
CJ.
Yeah. Completely unnoticeable to the party. This small tracker bug droid flies into its perching place above the rotating cameras, placing itself and waiting. The crowd continues to build before one man straightens up his tie and begins to walk towards Calliope and Kuma. So, just arrived? Don't worry, darling, I'll get you another drink. And he snaps his fingers. Almost instantaneously, a servant is there. Yes, sir. What can I get you? He turns and backhands the slave. You idiot! What are you doing coming here without a drink? Can't you see this woman is thirsty and requires another? Right away. Holding their face, the slave scurries off quickly as he turns back to you and he says, good help is so hard to find these days, am I right?
What the fuck?
He holds a hand out to you as if like almost begging you to put your hand in his as he looks you in the eye and he raises one eyebrow up and he says, stick with me and you won't be lonely for the rest of the night, dear.
Oh Lord.
All right. So with that, 1 second. Sorry, my phone's about to die.
Yeah, this character's apparently killing Candy in real life.
Right. Yeah, just think that like Kumlu's actually just choking on that one shrimp that she has been eating once every 5 minutes.
Oh my god. True, yes.
He's timing it.
I forgot you have that fucking whole ass bowl of shrimp.
One every 5 minutes. That's what she's remembering.
Dude, I swear, I wish I could live my life like Kuma, dude. Holy shit.
This is how I feel whenever I see my cats, but yes.
Okay, so Calliope is going to kind of just like stand idly by board watching this whole interaction with the suit guy and the slave. Using my natural empathy, can I get like his mood or like determine what his emotion is other than cocky as fuck?
Sure. I won't even make you roll your insight. You can, with your empathic abilities and your just natural skill with deciphering people, you can definitely, you've seen guys like this a million different times. Guys like him who think they're hot shit, but they're really low on the totem pole.
Yeah, bro is literally like at the door of the club. G.
Yeah, like you know, he's, you know, these these men who really try to charm you by making you think that they're hot when they're really not. And he, based off of what you just saw, he seems extremely entitled. And as you make that assessment, the servant appears again. A drink on a platter, as they hold it aloft towards this gentleman, who takes the drink off the takes the drink from the slave and shoos them away. The girl, you see her stinging face beginning to welt from where he hit her, shuffles off, probably to fetch and deal with the needs of another guest.
Okay.
He
So
he looks back over to you with a cheesing grin, and he holds the drink towards you. Care for another?
So ignoring his hand out, asking like for my hand to like take it ignoring him holding his hand out to me, I am just going to slowly walk up to him, eyeing him up and down, very, very slowly, absolutely checking him out. I will reach for the champagne glass or the drink glass, whatever it is, and then I'll start doing circles around him, very slowly, very teasingly, saying, "Oh, honey, I never have to worry about going to bed alone. And I appreciate your concern for my well-being in that way, but I find that for those of us who need to voice their, goodness gracious, I just lost the words. Damn it.
Pick it back up.
Bravado.
Yeah, thank you. For those of us who need to boast our vibrato like that, tend to talk a really big game until the lights go off and you can see that there's nothing to back it up. But I appreciate the drink. And then she's just going to slowly walk away. And let's talk to those two people over here.
I'd have to fit it, drop his ass. I was gonna be like, damn, G.
As you,
I didn't want to touch him.
You are proficient in making small men smaller. And as you make your way around this individual, chipping away at his ego with each circle around him, you hear chuckles begin to arise out of the crowd around you. You see him get a little bit flustered as he straightens his tie again. And as you take the cup out of his, or the drink out of his hand, he overhears the snickering of the crowd, and he looks back towards you. You can see his growing frustration and anger, but he straightens his tie and says, "Well, I see what type of girl you are. Not worth the trouble. All show, clearly no substance." And he walks off, vanishing into the crowd, most likely to never be seen again. The individuals you move towards now, still laughing at the expense of this idiot who came up to you, begin small talk with you, introducing themselves as low level, or not necessarily low level, but varying ranks within well-known and established organizations you know of. What about the rest of you guys now that the ionics have been placed? Are you guys starting to go inside? Or Kumar, are you sticking with Calliope? What's going on?
So Kuma will kind of scan around the room after the dude kind of left, just like, take in the sight, because her whole attention was just eating shrimp before Calliope arrived. She'll kind of just see, if there's anything interesting, if there's like, a certain group of people that's kind of crowding together. She probably would kind of slowly stroll her way toward them and kind of just, perk her little kitty ear up and just see what they're talking about.
Okay.
By the way, also she would like kind of, I guess like try to find Chandra, knowing that she kind of, came in ahead of us, but is nowhere to be found on the first floor.
Speaking of Chandra.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. No.
What?
Up on the second floor, Za'nara leads you out of her private section. These different sort of biomes and different sort of biomes that host different agriculture and pretty much like the imitations of wildlife in a controlled environment. As you and her leave out into the more the less noise suppressed section of this floor, the bumping sort of music played by the DJ begins to buzz. Begins to buzz throughout the floor. The vibrations of the music just shaking even out of your bones. And Za'nara, you see her tilt her head to the side as she presses 2 fingers to her ear. Smiling, she gives a confirmation before turning towards you. She says, "It seems as if your team is here. Go to them. If you brought them here, they must be of some use, and I'm sure you have plans for them, plans on using them to get what we need done."
Chandra says, "Of course, I will go to them. Where will you be? Up here partying still?"
Of course. I will be enjoying my own festivities. It is my party after all, but whisper in a ear there, touch a shoulder there, you know the game. But listen, this needs to go down tonight. No, we cannot mess this up, Chandra. It's do or die. Either we come out on top of this, or we don't come out at all.
Chandra says, well, I have no intention of dying here. As long as I have my way, neither will you.
You don't understand. There's... You see, she kind of like pauses. There's...
We're getting like robot voice, CJ.
For me?
Yeah.
Still?
CJ, please, don't go.
CJ, I know
Decepticon
you're like
on
really
us.
into R2D2 and 3PO, but this level of immersion is not necessary.
I know those are your favorite characters, but
Is it still
there's a time and
robot-y?
a place.
Is it still bad?
It's better now.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, I need this to go right. There's... Malik Alda is a dangerous, powerful, influential man. But I have this expectation thrust upon me, and I must deliver it tonight. We shall claim his throne.
Chandra definitely clings to that part. She says, why? She says, I'm all for helping my only friend and for getting rid of Malik, whatever his name is.
Alder.
Yeah, Malik Alder. I just had to find it in my notes. She says, but why? And I don't know if she told me this, but she'll ask it anyway. Why does it have to be tonight? What is so important about it happening tonight?
It's expected that it is... Why, by me, of course. What's the point of setting up plans if we don't adhere to our own rules? I need this. And she pauses for a moment. Oop. I need this to go well, Chandra. But, of course, it is a party, so remember to have fun. I'm not all that worried, Chandra. There's nothing we can't do together.
I agree.
Now, if you'll excuse me... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking of what I wanted to say. I agree. I will always have your best interest at heart.
She smiles and she touches your shoulder. See, this is why I love you. Now, it seems as if this old codger upstairs is causing a bit more trouble. Let me go deal with him. Gather your forces. And remember, it's tonight or nothing. She lingers her hand on you for a moment before walking away. As she heads to the stairs, going up to the roof.
Alright. Well, Chandra will make her way back down. Which of the people is this? And she showed me the little dossiers on them.
Okay. As you start making your way back downstairs, you realize, posted up, sort of slouching, her arms extended, taking up really as much space as her sort of tall yet thin frame will allow her to take up, which is a lot. She's relatively tall. You see one of the Deveronian twins. That is Chani Yudo, one of the leaders of the Fellblades. You see her as she's kind of slouchily looking around, looking out this window that looks out over the entrance. The entrance to the mansion. You see, she's kind of just like vibing, bobbing her head as she takes her drink, just hard, just like slams it. Whatever she's drinking is definitely not champagne, but you can see a number of piled up glasses on this bench that she has here to herself as she kind of just continues to bob her head to the music.
Do I engage the first person, or one of the first people on the list, or do I just go meet him at the party?
Strength in numbers.
What would Chandra do? You know what? Priorities. Gotta make sure you guys don't fucking ruin everything. She'll walk past, take a quick look out the window, because I'm pretty sure you said this like looks down on the floor below.
Yeah.
Should just take a quick look to survey the scene and make sure everybody is like inside and not fucking causing a scene.
I got you.
Just witness the slap.
Yeah, just watching Calliope smack the shit out of this other guys.
Yeah, as you look down out of the window, you can see like a small sort of like crowd forming towards the entrance of the the mansion or the courtyard area. You can't really tell like why they're gathering there, what's like going on, but you do see one person just very swiftly walking, like beelining out of this group. Some guy straightening his tie. You don't really see anyone else. You wouldn't really recognize anyone, but who got the first makeover? Was it It was
Nala.
Yeah, you wouldn't really recognize anyone. No one looks like how they do. And you don't see Nala, or at least a disguised version of her. But nothing has seemed to have blown up yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. That much is good. She'll take a glance back at Miss Chani.
When you go to look back at her, your eyes meet. You realize when you turn around and looked at her, she is like staring you down. Her head is still like bobbing to the beat of the music, but she's looking straight at you. She's not saying anything.
Chandra looks right back. I ain't backing down.
You stare at each other.
What's up, sweetheart? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I can't back down now, since she's already... Our eyes have met. When two trainers meet, eyes meet, that means they gotta have a battle.
A Pokemon battle.
Hurry, check your Pokeball.
So even though I want to go downstairs and quickly regroup, she'll at least greet this person before going. So she'll walk over. She'll say, She'll say, it seems you're having quite a good time.
Is that what it looks like?
No, but I thought it would be nice to say.
She kind of like shrugs her shoulders. Her arm extended out through the bench. She bends it back, grasping a cup in her hand. She takes a swig of this brown sort of liquid in this glass cup before she extends her hand out over the bench, taking up the space again. She says
How rude.
You do see though, like she stopped like bobbing her head to the music now. She's just kind of like looking there. Not looking at you, she's like looking at the window in front of you all. Just staring out.
She doesn't care.
She'll comment. I suppose parties aren't really your thing. They're, I suppose, maybe more your brother's scene.
Almost as you say that, you hear a yeah, like cry out over the music, and you can see her body sort of twists as she hears this voice. No doubt the voice of her brother, and she says, still not looking at you, she says, "Yes, shit parties aren't my thing. But at least that idiot is having his fun."
She says, very unfortunate that you don't get to have your own fun.
She shrugs again. She looks to you and she says, "Is that what you're doing now? Having your own fun?"
She says, in a way.
How
I'm
sad for
quite
you.
the people person at times, and I can't help but appreciate how incredibly disappointed you are right now. In a way, it makes my day just a tiny bit better. No offense.
She her face sort of twists into a smile that quickly vanishes, but she as before she turns and starts looking back out the window, she says "Pleasure to be of use for you then. Think of all the other," she says, she continues and says, "but I'm sure there's other people you could go and get your enjoyment from."
She says, oh, I fully intend to. And if I'm lucky, you'll have your chance down the line to be of use. After all, that's what this type of event is for, right? Making new connections.
She doesn't reply as she looks out the window, but she kind of like adjusts on the bench, staring out. You get the sense that she's not really in a talkative mood. As
Oh, I can tell.
yeah, and as like the awkward silence begins to draw out, you hear another "yeah, woo" coming out from the over the crowd. He says, "Yeah, girl, yeah." And you just see her their body just like shakes every time you hear this obnoxious voice over the loud music.
Chandra will start to piece it together and say, "Ah, I was wondering where your brother was. I think I know now."
She does like a whoop-de-doo gesture, and she looks to you and she says, "Please, I'm sure he would enjoy your company far more than I would."
Chandra says, "A shame. I think you and I have more in mind than you realize.
She said,
I'll leave you to your fun for now." And she does like the little air quotes.
She like barely like moving at all. She gives you like a little nod, and like just she's mimicking like a curtsy from her sitting down, outstretched position, like very sarcastically, as she takes another swig of her drink, finishing it, stacking this empty cup with the others. a servant that was like off to the side sees her finish her drink, and she doesn't even look back at him. She just outreaches her hand behind without looking, and the servant rushes over, placing a tray where she puts her hand and she takes up another one of these cups and holds it aloft as she just slowly starts to bob her head to the music again.
As Chandra turns to leave, she says, "Oh, rude. My name is Chandra, by the way. The pleasure is all yours, I'm sure."
Ugh, got her. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do you just walk off? You don't even let her say anything. You just walk off.
She'll give her a moment, see if she like returns her gaze to Chandra and all, and then if she does, she'll just give her a smirk and then start to leave.
She says, "Great to meet you. It's been fun."
She's like, "Oh, tons of fun, Johnny. I will see you around."
You don't feel it, but she kind of like you feel it as she kind of like watches you walk off. Before she kind of just like sighs. You overhear a sigh as she goes back, enjoying her drinks on this bench. "Yeah, girl. I'm the man. That's right. That's right. That's
oh my
right.
god.
Like Chad Brodia.
Yeah.
She'll follow the same route she used to get up here, and she will head down to the first floor to reconvene with her party.
Yeah. Chandra's back.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait, is that him right there?
Do you look?
As she's walking past, turning the corner for the stairs, she'll do like the glance and then kind of peek back just a little bit.
Make a perception check,
notices.
because now you're over in like the strobe lights. Bodies are shifting and moving.
And that's free, we get that. Ow.
23?
Yeah.
Yeah, amongst the dancers vibing out to the DJ, you see a Deveronian man in a sort of like nice fitted white sort of suit. To his front, two dancing slave girls, as he seems to be doing some dance you've never seen before. But he's sandwiched between like four slave girls as he's like doing his best moves out there. The girls seem to be lost like in the music. They're kind of just like dancing. They're kind of like dancing and he's just there, but like he is like really enjoying the vibe. He's constantly
like
shouting out. Yeah.
Yep.
You said what?
Have like a solid two-step, or is he just like out here looking trash?
Oh, he's out here looking absolutely trash. He can't dance at all.
Come on, dude.
Alright,
He can't.
Maybe I'm gonna delay it a little bit before I get to the party. Hold on.
Right, flame his ass, bro. Bake him, cook him. Let's go.
Hey, you know I'm about to get. You know I'm about to get all you.
Roast your ass, right?
Oh no, I know you're not on my dance floor dancing like that.
Right, first of all, is that Gucci, sir?
How?
No, it's definitely Gucci. It's like space Gucci for what he's wearing. Yes, as Gucci as you can get in Star Wars, he's wearing it. Okay, he's as you get closer, you catch like the glimmers of like shining lights off of like the gold sort of like chain he's wearing. Like he's very finely dressed, very swagged out attire. It's a tragedy what's happening on this dance floor. But you know what? You would not know it from his expression and from him shouting out, because he definitely seems like he's having the most fun.
You know what? The man's living his life. I ain't even mad at him. And And I do need to get on his good side. So as much as I want to just walk up and roast his ass.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to do that now, or do you want to reconvene with your friends? What'd you say? Get everybody on the right track?
I feel like if I talk to him now, I think this is a good opportunity to talk to him, but I feel like it will drag on way longer than I want it to right now.
So what are you gonna do?
That's his play. You know.
He'll be distracted with ass in his face for the next hour or so. I can meet up with the party first. She'll get a good look at him to kind of like really take in his details, so she can pick him out in the crowd when she's ready to go talk to him later. But she'll let him keep tearing up the dance floor for now.
Oh, and tear it up he does.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I had to get to that. I had to let that part drop. I'm sorry. All right, let's go. Alrighty. Back onto the first floor.
I'm like up here.
Yeah.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Returning, you immediately are hit with the much calmer atmosphere here on the first level. A number of people here still mingling. The adrenaline that was starting to build up in you from being just near the vibe upstairs is slowly starting to come off you as you recenter yourself. And as Chandra readjusts to this atmosphere, what are the rest of you doing? Nala, what are you doing?
So like I sort of was saying earlier, like Nala's gonna like take off and start looking around. Like she's walking around looking bored with her drink, but like what she's really doing is like ideally doing a perception check or something to try to like key into people's conversations. She's looking for people who are talking about the war or the Yuuzhan Vong or like anything kind of related to like that. And or, you know, just vibing, letting the force guide her.
Vibing with the force.
Okay, roll perception as you make your way through the crowd, eavesdropping on conversations. Holy shit.
Nice.
Okay. That's a natural
sees
29 with no enhancements. We're high level characters. Alright, so
Sometimes.
sometimes. So as you make your way through, talks there, while most of these conversations are trivial, people talking about their days or exaggerated situations in their lives, you do hear that the war is a very typical topic for the individuals here. Not so, but you wouldn't know the word war is never attributed to what is going on in the galaxy. Everyone here calls it either a huge inconvenience or a major investing opportunity. You hear of individuals who claim tales about Vong ships cutting off their trade routes, intercepting their flyers, killing their men on shipments. But you've also you also hear other people using the Vong to exploit fear reparation money has been high. People paying for protection now that there's a new boogeyman in the galaxy, a dangerous one that even the Republic openly fears. People will pay almost any price to feel safe. An exploit that these people here are all too happy to exploit.
Gross. I'm memorizing their faces.
And
Oh my god. This
a business model introduced to them by Malik Alder.
Malik Alder?
Yes.
Have to kill him. He's evil.
That's the exchange guy?
This is the head of the exchange.
Damn. Okay, but I would know who the head of the exchange is, right?
No, you would not know.
What? I'm so well informed.
Yeah,
I'm well informed enough.
Yeah, no, not about you know what? You can roll lore with disadvantage. That's not your circle, dude.
Alright, easy peasy.
Easy
Hey,
peasy.
you're still finna kill it, I believe. 20 and 20, no?
11.
Damn.
No.
Okay, so no, I don't. Okay, that's fine. So okay, I'm gonna clock that name. And yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of make my way around the room. Like I'm gonna do like a circle of the room, you know, like looking at stuff and whatever. And just keeping an ear out for whatever / letting the force guide me.
Oh, you know what? Instead of having this token drag around to you, Nala, I'm going to find the most bug-like icon possible and just give that to you. Hold on. No, that's too human. Something bug, something. Oh, no. It'll be a snail. The snail. Yeah, you know. I was gonna do the spider web, but like.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Yeah.
Just snail things.
Snail. So now you have a ninja mask, a blue dot, and a snail. You're decked out.
Wait, what's the blue dot?
The blue dot is the tech thing. Yeah, the lore master effect. The lore master effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tech boost. Any mention of antidote against the Vong venom? Any mention of research as I'm like listening into the conversation, sort of checking off the guest list, you know, running web searches on Malik Alder.
As caves search.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if Nala shared that information with you, that she. Oh no, I mean, if you're hearing it through the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she grabbed a book.
I got you. No conversation about. You do not hear any conversation about your latest scientific revelation and your current practices. There's no talk about any specifics about the Vong, but they do come up in the capacities I talked about.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
So just like whispering, or sort of just like thinking to myself, well, glad to know that the sea-level crowd isn't privy to my latest discovery. If no one else is doing anything, I'm just gonna cross the threshold on my next turn.
There's no turns, man. You can actively just go in, man. It's a. Wait,
I was just like yielding for the Calliope Kumu.
I got you. Yeah. Speaking of, yeah, you know what? That's a great transition for us, Kim. Calliope and Kuma, what are you guys doing?
So, like I said, I was gonna walk to a certain crowd. If there's anybody that that's interesting, she'll just perk up her kitty ears and try to listen in what they're doing or what they're talking about. See if there's any new business opportunity.
as you move through the crowds, to a lot of these people are very samey. Their conversation, their talk, even their dress, and you start to look around. More and more of these people start looking the same, except for an individual sitting upon a bench by this flowing sort of pond. The basin of flame casting a shadow over them. You see them holding, is that a bowl? As they continuously pull handfuls and handfuls out of this bowl, mashing it into their large reptilian-like mouth.
Of course, Kuma would find someone with food.
You see
This guy?
you see a Trandoshan man as he just is going to town on his own bowl of shrimp.
Told me.
I see.
Hey, alright. We were meant to find each other here.
Kuma just walks toward that direction. Didn't really just trying her best to just play it cool and just nonchalant. She'll just say, "I see that you like shrimp too, huh?" And then not really looking at his direction, but a side eye as she just slowly, ever so slightly, just walks, past.
Hearing you speak, the Trandoshan looks up for a moment, looking at you as you walk by, taking a notice of your own bowl of shrimp. And says, "At last, another cultured soul joins this boring party. They are scrumptious, aren't they?" Goes back to town on eating.
She'll be like, what fine individuals like you doing in this boring, pretentious party?
You see as he wipes his mouth clean. Not by choice. Business. I'm required to show my face at events like this. At least they have good catering. Not like last time. Damn bantha sticks.
Kuma blinks a little bit, and I was just like, they're alright. I've had better. And then she'll ask for his name, or her name, I don't know what it is.
He slowly stands from his seated position, and you were taken back a bit. He's way taller than what you thought he was, sitting down. Easily like a foot taller than you. Towering over. He looks down towards you. The bowl of shrimp daintily tucked underneath his arm, his right arm, as he keeps it close. Uck Obast. You. Uck Obast.
Uck Obast.
No. I'm sorry, Obest.
Obest.
Uck Obest,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
And he looks down. Never seen you here before. Who are you?
Kuma would just be like, business come and go. they're all bound to have new faces, am I right?
True enough.
She'll do a little curtsy with, one hand with a bowl next to her. However, one-handed curtsy can look like with a bowl of shrimp. And then she'll introduce herself as just a traveling merchant. Whatever. No, and then she will say, and how should I say it? And the items sold can be anything you want.
Acclaim all us tradesmen live by. I'm somewhat of an entrepreneur myself. Your name, though, you didn't say.
Kuma would just say, if you may not have heard of, you may or may not have heard of us, but you can call me the broker.
A twinge in his eye as you say the name. Yes, I've heard of you. Bold of you to continue your work in the core worlds for so long. Truly, the honor is mine for meeting you.
She'll say, it's not so much of being bold, but the fact that I got skill.
Yes, that is to be sure. He takes several handfuls, wiping the remains from his toothy jaw. He says, my mate is a huge fan of yours. Because of her, I've been versed with your exploits. I am impressed. Pity, though, that you should find yourself here at this stone gathering.
She'll say, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for the business. And then she'll pop another shrimp into my mouth because it's been 5 minutes.
He moves closer to you. Casting his shadow on you as the flames from the basin backlights him. Casting you in his shadow, and he says, I am fortunate that we have met. I not very social at these events. Normally my mate comes and deals with these things. She's more acclimated for this scene.
She'll say, no, I think you're doing just fine. And then she'll ask or inquire about, what kind of business that he does.
Taking a bite of shrimp. Beasts. Idea and exotic animals, and both taming and trade. But I also venture in marketable exploits as well. Trinkets and baubles, anything that fetches a fine enough price. As he looks to you and he says, "But now that you're here, I can't let you leave."
Kuma would just say, "Oh."
He places the bowl of shrimp down onto the bench behind you all, or behind him, as he looms over you again, looking down. His intimidating presence sort of like spreading as he's started to gather some attention from the individuals, almost like the calm before a storm. Like the kids are just like waiting for like the fight to start. Slowly people start to gather around as he reaches behind him, as if he's like going to pull something out of his back pocket. His eyes does not break contact with you as he slowly pulls out a hollow missive, or a hollow data pad. "Please, a picture for my meet with the legendary broker."
Okay, before he pull out the diagram, can I retcon it and say that I too slowly pull out something from my back pocket and it is a Sharpie?
Alright. He modestly sees you pull out your instrument and says, "Of course, you must get this all the time."
Kuma was just like, you know, sometimes when you're really good at your job, people do give you some recognition. But then she'll say, "No pictures though. You understand, right?"
No, I don't have. You see, takes a few steps towards a station guard who's kind of like surveying the area and grabs him by the helmet. What the? Pulls him over here, grabbing him by the sides tightly. His lizard-like reptilian fingers and sharpened nails digging into his skin. I need something for her to sign. Of course, just let me go. I'll get it for you. Please. He slowly releases the card. As he backs away, you can see blood trickling from where Uck was holding him, as he rushes off quickly to find something for this belligerent guest. Emilio, you like have this person just like brush right by you as they run inside. It isn't long before he returns with a digital sort of pad, normally for note taking, that he brings back. Snatches it from his hand and turns. A light sort of tint of red appearing where his mandibles are, as he looks towards you, Kuma, and says, "Sorry about that. I was worried I'd miss this opportunity. My mate would kill me if I met the brokers and didn't bring her back anything."
Kuma would just smile and say, "I completely understand." And then so she'll ask for the mate's name, and then she'll assign, to Obes and mate, and then the broker, but in like chicken scratch. I want to emphasize that Kuma only writes in chicken scratch.
It's fine. As you ask for it, make it out to Ugh and Zima, please.
What is it?
He said make it out to Uck and Zima.
Zima. Okay.
Most kind. Such elegant handwriting you have.
Kuma chuckles and said, "That's a first." But then like she'll just hand him the pad and it's like, "Oh, I think my company's here, so I gotta go now." And then so she'll say, "Nice meeting you. Oh, best."
The pleasure was mine, broker. He pockets the note, going back to his bucket of shrimp as he continues to.
Kuma was just like, steadily walk toward Emilio, and then the minute she gets close enough, she's like, "Did you see that? I have a fan!"
To which she would say, in her newly adapted Falleen, she would say, "Yes, he appears to acknowledge your superiority to the point of worship." Good.
Kuma will do a 360 turn, like she will just spin once, and then it'll just like, "I know, I'm cool," and then she'll just like, "All right, let's go find Chandra."
Yes, let's. She should be waiting for us.
And then I will, I guess, head that way. Yeah, I'll follow Emilio.
Calliope, where have you strayed off to?
I'm here. So seeing that everyone on this side of the first level is all kind of middling players in their industry, Calliope's just walking around until she sees someone who might, actually strike up her fancy, and we'll start a conversation with these people.
Okay.
Or we'll walk by first to see if they're saying anything that's worth her interest.
Okay. So first off, these aren't doors; those are like windows. But no, it's fine. As you begin to walk through, your path leading you inside, you see the sort of regal architecture that this place was built for. The halls here, adorned with very well done sculpted art. Talented hands chiseled this stone. You can tell at a glance, fine art, after all, is a huge part of your trade. And as you circle your way around, you see a piece you've never seen before. Something, a design, a structure, a massive carved golem, and a design alien even to you. And it slowly, draws you in, this art anomaly. It's bronzen and intricate. It's simplistic but intricate. As you get a closer look, you can see the fine level of detail and design. It's beautiful, but you can't quite make out just its origins or what styles was used to craft it. And as you circle around it to get a better view, you see another calmly looking upon the this golem as well. While others are also taking an entrance of this large and marvelous piece of art, you can tell just at a glance that while the others are just looking, this person has eyes like yours. They can tell that this isn't just some sculpted piece some artist made. This is something unique and different, and you can tell that this person is a appreciator of art, possibly even equal to your own in appreciation, at least. She is a yellowish greenish color with wild sort of like flowing out hair. It makes her seem almost like that of a flower. She wears a white a white sort of dress of finely made silks wrapped in a brownish sort of shawl as she looks towards the this golem. There are protections around this this golem. Small sort of a small sort of like energy field around the golem, up to a point. It goes up like as high as like its chest area. And you see her sort of like reach out on like just barely, like her hand is hovering just right at like the edge of the barrier as she looks up at it. And you overhear her. So fascinating.
Calliope will walk up next to her and, without looking at her, just looking at the statue, would just kind of whisper under her breath, "I was thinking the same thing." And then she'll like take a deep breath in and hold her breath. And it's like, "I've never seen such exquisite work, which is such a rarity in my business. But it's good to know that there are others who can appreciate fine works such as myself."
The individual looks up, continues to look at the statue as well, and says, "It's always been so fascinating to me how ahead our ancients were. Their craftsmanship, their technology, their power, leagues beyond our own, yet from a time so ancient. It's beautiful in a way, if not a bit frustrating at times." She turns her gaze to you. She has big sort of white eyes, like they're still pupilled. She has like a crown sort of headdress, and as you look at her, Calliope, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
You got this.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you know.
19.
But also I can't roll lower than a 10.
Is that for skill checks?
It's on skill
I
checks.
think it's only for skill checks. It's not for saves.
But 19 is still good.
I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
19's good.
As you look at this individual, it's... How long has it been... as you lock eyes with this individual, how long has it been since it was your heart that fluttered for a moment? You, you immediately kind of like try to gather yourself. You are, after all, a master of your own emotions, but it's hard. The statue before you is elegant, beautiful, simplistic, but it pales towards this artisan next to you who
I think I know who that is.
who gives you a smile, and you feel your heart flutter again. She extends a hand towards you. A slow a slow gesture. Makia Janasta. As she reaches out her hand.
Without thinking, Calliope will also reach out her hand, take this lovely lady's hand, and say, "I'm Calliope."
She
And just
smiles.
hold her hand.
She smiles as she
She got lost in the thoughts.
as she shakes your hand. What a beautiful name, Calliope. It suits you. As she breaks away, her gaze turning back towards the statue. Are you a enthusiast, an art enthusiast like myself, Calliope? I think you are. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk and talk, it's telling. You, excuse me, you have very similar tastes of my own, I feel. Do you not feel the same way about me?
Calliope will kind of look down at her hand that she shook with lady whose name I already forgot.
Makia Junasta. Makia. Yeah.
Okay. And kind of like smile, but more towards herself, like an internal smirk. And she's like, I do believe so. Art for me has always been more than just business.
She shakes her head. You understand. It's not something you place on display. It's not about showing off what you've purchased. It's what goes into it. The work, the sweat, the pain, the passion. It's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing, Calliope. The same thing that triggers the desire to create such beautiful pieces, such as this statue also fuels every other decision we make, from the most rash to the most complicit. And I truly admire that. And she looks towards you, Calliope, and she says, so, what passions brought you all the way out here to Bespin? What drove you? What drove you to come all the way out here? I doubt you're like the rest of those. I doubt you're like the rest of those here, simply on business.
Oh, it would be much easier if I was here just for business. My partner is around somewhere doing the tedious monotony of actually mingling with these people. But there's always
go ahead.
when got somewhere to go. She'll leave it vague like that.
She says, well
Always.
well then I pity your companions for losing your presence, and I've become the envy of everyone at this gathering by having your attention. You are quite fascinating. As she turns towards you, she slowly, closes the gap between you two. She kind of slowly tilts her head as she looks at you, and she says, you are strong, I can feel it on you. And her hand reaches out, slowly brushes the side of your cheek, and no matter, you let it happen.
Of course I do.
She says, it's a shame. A shame I didn't find you first. As she says that, Nala, you see Chandra make her way down the stairs leading to the room, to the floors above. And you reconvene. Hey, calm down, man. You gotta, alright, you're not just gonna,
She's looking around blindly.
excuse me. Nah, can I get in on this? Alright. So Nala,
Let them do their thing.
you collide with, or you meet with Chandra, reconvening. Chandra, you, having seen...
How do you announce your presence?
Oh, yes. Is she talking?
What?
I can't hear her.
Are you talking to me?
I am. I said, how do you announce your presence when you spot Chandra and approach?
She's the only one you recognize, by the way, remember?
Yeah, I think Nala's probably super casual. So, she was doing her rounds over here, kind of walking around, doing her circle when you came down. And she'll probably, casually just, she's looking very bored, and when she sees you, she just rolls her eyes and, kind of saunters over to, walk beside you kind of thing. And, in her snooty voice, she goes, Chandra, there you are.
Not putting two and two together and getting that she's doing her best Chandra impersonation. Chandra would respond, eventually she'd look over, confused who's talking to her, but once she notices who it is and remembers the outfit, she'll say, I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's terrible. Really. No one acts like this.
This is how the people at this party act, darling.
She says, I think you have a sore misunderstanding of how we act, and she looks over at the waiter and she says, excuse me, drink, please.
Right away.
While she does that, Nala will turn like, yes, drink, please, here, take this. And she'll put her, like, empty cup on dude's tray and take a new one. Goes, you may go.
The servant, a a Rhodian male,
Weirded out.
dressed up in his fine sort of like little tuxedo. Yes, of course, and shuffles off. After you and Nala take drinks off of the tray, you look towards Nala. She's giving you the see. That was easy, sort of, sort of look. As you two have this little moment, though, Chandra, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Alright, hopefully this one goes better than the last one did. That one didn't go well. Fantastic.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
Oh,
It begins.
Oh no.
Excellent.
That's what happens when you distract me with your Chandra imitation. She's like, where did she learn this nonsense from?
There is a searing pain within your head. A burning sensation begins to boil as you wince over from the pain, doing your best not to make a scene, but to you, Nala, it's clear something is wrong. The voices in your mind, though, Chandra, begin to grow louder and louder as multiple voices speak out one after another, shouting and screaming at you as the burning, searing pain focuses where your eyes were. Your head feeling as if it's going to split open before the pain is instantly released as a calm voice silences the orchestra of noise, and you hear Mother Rega.
She is here. Be our vengeance. Strike now.
You take
Oh no.
It's not bad.
5 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, the Night Mother is on the list.
Calliope, as this woman finishes brushing her hand against your cheek, she you see her attention sort of like trail off somewhere else before she looks to you, and she says, I'm sorry. So much thrilling conversation. I find myself a bit parched. Please, could you bring me a beverage?
can I check her mood?
Sure.
My natural empathy.
Sure. Roll insight with advantage then towards checking her move.
She's already conditioned you. It's too late.
Oh no.
Hold on.
You got this. I believe.
Yeah, well, it depends on if my laptop will be agreeable. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah. Okay, 23.
Yeah.
She seems thirsty. The conversation's been going rather well. She's probably been here longer than you have. Probably been standing for a while too. A drink would probably be a nice refreshment for her.
but like no underlying emotions.
No.
Not if she feels like sad, regret, forlorn, anything like that. She just feels thirsty.
There's a yeah, there's just the thirsty, but there's like this like like the frontmost like emotion you get is just like, yeah, she's just thirsty, probably a little bit tired. But underneath that, there's like a constant sort of like need, I guess is the best way I can put it. She needs something. And whatever this constant need is, right now it's just a drink, but it's almost like,
But next time.
but like feeling like, you know, like feeling into her almost feels like reaching your hand into like an endless pit. You can't really make out what her true like emotions or intentions or wants are.
Okay. Is this guy behind me a slave servant person? What is he?
Oh no, that's a hoity-toity man.
That's a hoity man?
Yeah, that's a hoity-toity man.
Be a slave?
What about this?
That is
Never.
that is a hoity-toity woman. If you just want to find a slave, just walk back, and I will have you I will just have one appear to you.
Cool. All right, so
It won't take you long to find one. Yeah.
Okay. So I will just look at Makia
Yes.
and say, as you wish. And then Calliope will regretfully start walking away, but she'll take one last look at the statue as she goes.
Okay.
And then she'll go back the way she came, just out of habit, because she's kind of mindless at the moment.
Got you. It's an anxiety-inducing event for you, actually, as you walk away from her. Your heart starts to beat faster as you flutter. You almost are like frantically looking for a servant, because the quicker you find her a drink, the quicker you can get back to her. It's all extremely anxiety inducing, and the longer you're away from her, you feel yourself becoming more and more flustered, but you cannot figure out why. Nala, you see Chandra kind of wince in pain, and though she's able to hide it fairly well, something is happening.
Nala goes, "Oh no, Chandra, my dear, is something troubling you?"
Oh my god.
And then she'll take a sip of her drink.
Is the weight of those consequences becoming too much to bear?
Chandra gives her a very frustrated side eye. Signature Chandra stank face. And she says, "Now really is not the time," as she rubs her head, recovering from her psychic damage headache. She says, "I'm afraid I really need to hurt someone, or this won't stop."
As she says that, you see
She doesn't say it loud, though. Just loud enough for now.
yeah, as she says that, you see a flowing figure almost just appear behind that is Chandra. Her essence itself is almost like air, and it's unsettling to you that this person just showed up in front of you. Chandra, you turn to it's hard to get the jump on either one of you. Powerful, trained individuals in the Force, you are trained to constantly sense your surroundings and prepare for the unexpected. But this woman appeared to you in almost like that of a breeze. And she gives a nod towards you, Nala, and looks towards you, Chandra. She says, not the company I was expecting to find here. The pain continues to flare and flare, Chandra. It springs back up as you look towards this individual. Nala, you see a yellowish green, almost sort of plant-like humanoid woman wearing a flowing and elegant white dress. A dark sort of brown shawl adorns her shoulders. A gilded sort of like crown adornment holding back these fringes that act as her hair. She's extremely exotic and attractive as you look at her. But there's something else when you look at her. A sensation you've felt before, but you can't quite remember where. But Chandra, as you fight through the increasing pain, you look towards this individual and you see a woman, bloodshot red eyes, pale white skin, a tattoo that adorns her right eye that flares out in a tribalistic sort of design, completely shaven head. This human or humanoid woman looks towards you. It's no one you've ever seen before, but it's strange. It's a person you've never seen before, but you instantly know. You hear Rhaega's voice among the screams again.
Be our spear. Do it. Do it now. Strike her down.
I need you to make another wisdom saving throw for me, Chandra.
You're not the boss of me.
I am.
May I also?
I guess she is.
No!
Right? Cannot pass these
What's up?
saves to save my life.
What'd you say, Cam?
As I'm observing the person of interest through the tracker droid, can I cast Greater Analyze on this person?
Greater Analyze. If you post what it does.
Greater Analyze.
Alright. Chandra, you take 7 points of psychic damage. Name or describe a person.
Rhaegar finna get her ass knocked out.
Hey man, she told you what the deal was. This power gives you
Like,
summary.
this bitch ain't tell me she was finna have me on
If
speed
your
dial
name
all
is
day.
a no doubts.
I'm like cross-referencing this person's face and tribal tattoos on, like the no.
Oh no.
domain.
You don't see that. Only Chandra sees that.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought
You all
Nala
still see
was
the yellow
Yeah.
design.
view of the person.
She is, but to Nala and to you and to everyone else, she is as her icon looks like. To Chandra, she looks like this, and I'll post it.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second she appeared as something different, but I
No,
didn't
no.
clock it.
She appears like it's this, but Chandra sees her as this.
Right. Okay. All right. I take it back. Proceed.
As you were.
The commands of the Night Mother are painful in your mind. You have to fight as your hand reaches for your saber. Your body needs an escape from this pain. As you look towards this individual, you know who this is. A smile comes across her face as she sees you struggle. And she looks towards you. She shakes her head as she looks you up and down as you struggle to fight it. And she says, foolish girl. Mother gives nothing without a price. Did you think she would just let her one chance have any sort of free will? I bet it's taking everything you have, my sweeting. But how much longer before you can hold it back? And here, in this place, Chandra, I thought I raised you better than that. Nala, you can feel it now. She's not being subtle anymore. The small inkling that you felt, the small whispers, is starting to, the small sort of stream that you felt is starting to break out, becoming a rushing river. You can feel the dark influence, a power you've only encountered once before when you met, or when you had interactions with Darth Soren. This woman before you is powerful. This woman before you is a Sith Lord. And as you look towards the pain, Chandra, it does not take you long to deduce which Sith Lord this is.
In response to the last thing she said, Chandra would say, "You raised me to be your pawn. I am your pawn no more."
She smiles and she says, darling, just because you left my chessboard does not mean you're not still part of the game. She turns and she looks towards you, Nala. We finally meet, Miss Vong. I thank you for looking after my wayward apprentice. for so long.
Nala has like stopped acting stupid, I think, and she kind of goes, "Oh, I see. From context clues, Alia, I assume. The pleasure's all yours."
She smiles. She looks you up and down. She says, "Love the disguise, darling. Though I must say I miss your more vibrant colors. It's a shame, really. You have such good features. Why hide them?" As she says that, returning, Calliope, having found her a drink.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Having found her a drink, Calliope returns. Makia, outstretching her hand, plucking it from your grass before taking a sip.
Do I detect that Calliope is under any sort of influence of any sort
How?
from my field of vision? I mean, do I like any change in mannerisms or anything off about her? She's usually, not as she's usually always in control of a social situation. Now I see her returning in servitude to someone else. It's kind of rare.
Well,
Try on her.
roll insight for me, Cam. And if you're asking me if she used a force power or whatever, you have no idea.
No, I was just...
No. I was reacted to Nala in chat. But roll insight for me, Emilio.
All right.
An 11.
Yep. Here it comes.
On your screen, you can see everyone begin to gather. A previous individual they've met before, maybe, perhaps an old acquaintance. But as Calliope enters the conversation, a drink in hand, she offers it to this new person. Maybe did they have a mutual acquaintance after all this time? Is this her boo thing? You're not quite sure, but you, even with an 11, you see Calliope doesn't have her usual smug, and she isn't the center of this conversation, and she cannot take her eyes off of who this anomaly person is. Makia looks towards you all. She looks towards you, Chandra, and shakes her head. Look at what she did to you. You were so stunning, gorgeous, and you've mutilated, ruined, and tainted that beauty forever. And for what? You never... Oh, go ahead.
Oh. She says, I didn't do this for her. I did this for me.
Is that what that woman told you? You just...
That's what I'm telling you.
You cannot stop disappointing me, can you, Chandra? Do you really think, after all this time, I don't know where you've been? Your pathetic little empire you've made on Tatooine. This idiotic relationship I've learned through this foolish girl, Za'nara, of friendship. A weakness that I've told you about over and over again. I thought... Well, honestly, I thought you'd be dead. my surprise to find out that not only had you bested your contemporaries, but were thriving. So I thought, perhaps it's best. The birdie leaving the nest. But you were supposed to fly home sooner or later. But now I see you here. Not less than what you were before. And I don't just mean the eyes. Working with that idiot in the Republic. Joining up with this Jedi knockoff again. I thought you were going to stand on your own, but here you are, leaning on these pathetic whelps yet again. How many more times must you disappoint me, Chandra?
She says, you've always had a way with words. I'm sorry, what was that?
What'd you say?
Is like Calliope like conscious for this, or is she still in trance mode?
Oh no. You're fully conscious. Hearing this person talk to Chandra like this, ridiculously hot. super hot. Super hot.
Just simping.
Yeah,
Get her, stranger that I don't know.
Right.
Let her have it.
Just drooling.
Yeah, like Chandra may pretend to be the baddest bitch in the galaxy, but Makia Janasta is unequivocally the baddest bitch in the galaxy to you right now, without a doubt.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
Chandra says, you always did have a way with words. Always had your master plan, your large, arcing vision of what was happening and what you wanted to happen. But you're mistaken about one thing right now. I'm not leaning on. I stand on my own 2 feet and I side with them because I choose to. I'm here so that they can lean on me. Something you would never understand.
Her eyes squint as she looks to you. Years of training wasted. You are my... well... You are breaking my heart, Chandra. I made no attempt to hide. You are my favorite. You always were. Sure, I might have told the others from time to time that they were my favorite, but I never meant it. You knew this. You knew this.
Oh, that reminds me of somebody I know.
Yeah, you yourself.
She turns and she looks towards this droid. Or she turns and looks towards this the statue of this ancient sort of machine. Its visage being immediately recognizable to you, Chandra. And she turns back and she says, when I sent you off, I honestly expected nothing but your success. But time and time and time again, you showed me that you never truly changed. All the lessons, all the growing, all of the training, it didn't matter. You're always going to be that pathetic, dirty, wounded child I found
Smack the taste out of her mouth. Let her be, for real. Roll initiative right now, bro. No, like I am so over it. Let's go.
Yeah, we
Or-
can blow
or-
the
or
whole
not.
operation. We can blow it.
Yeah, like
It's
come on, G.
easy
Like
for
if this
you
is
all
smart-
to say from the outside. You all aren't in Chandra's situation, though.
She looks.
So like,
She
quick
says,
question,
"Oh,
like
go ahead."
the whole time, and they're having that whole conversation. Like, what are the rest of us are doing? Are we just like standing there, like watching them talk, but not knowing what the fuck they're talking about, or?
What are you all
Calliope's
doing?
turned on.
Yeah, Calliope is swooning. Chandra and Nala are in earshot. Emilio's listening in from the bug. He
Okay.
placed on Nala. What are you doing? Where are you?
Good
Kuma?
question. What the fuck is Kuma doing outside of finishing her bowl of shrimp?
Yeah, let us in on Kuma's world.
She's
find
she's
more shrimp.
literally just a Michael Jackson meme right now. Oh my god.
Just
Yeah,
chomping.
As the baddest bitches are now having a standoff right now. Their god key just wafting place.
Okay, well, can I like do an insight check on Calliope? No, based on with the history that we had and how she would behave, Kuma should know.
Sure. Munching on your shrimp, you cut the corner and you see everyone standing. The air is a bit tense. But you see Calliope as she stands off to the side, her gaze locked on this woman you've never seen before. Sure, roll insight.
Do I get an advantage?
No,
Damn.
you just got here.
Whatever.
Don't need it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
Something is wrong. Not only is it not normal for Calliope to not make herself the center of attention, but it is strange to you how she's acting. Her eyes are locked on this woman, and it's almost as if she's like, you can see like the sweat coming from her as she looked towards it. It's almost as if like being near this woman is like kind of causing her pain. You're not sure how though, but she seems almost completely mesmerized by this person, and it's something you've never seen. You've never seen Calliope you've never seen Calliope do that. You've seen other people look at her that way, but you've never seen Calliope look at someone else that way.
Just undone by a simple saving throw. I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
Calliope, our ace. Unraveling at the seams.
Yeah, our sex bot is now a simp. That's so weird.
One save. I cannot believe it.
The sex bot versus the fem droid. All right, like, all right, like, there was only
There's
Dude,
just one save away. Goddamn.
two bots walk in, one bot walks out. But no, Makia.
Is there a way for me to figure out what is affecting her? Would there be ways that Kuma would know?
I don't think it's anything special. It's just pure seduction at this point.
Yeah, I don't. There is no like, roll something and I will tell you what it is. You know, the insight does tell you. Like again, the insight does tell you that something is off, and it's.
Damn it. With that, Kuma would just, I guess, walk a little closer and then like pretty loudly and just like, Calliope, don't tell me you're falling in love.
The
Remember, Calliope, if she breathes.
The sound of Kuma's voice, it's kind of like an echo that you hear, Calliope. For so long, like everything else is like slowly been starting to drown out, and you only hear the words of this beautiful creature in front of you. But in the back of your mind, you register your friend calling out to you, and you can roll a charisma saving throw for me, please, with advantage.
Thank you. Oh, a rare word.
Come on. Okay.
26.
Okay.
Nice.
26.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
27. He's 27.
Oh man, really?
You the sound of Kuma's voice peters out almost as quickly as it was there. A moment you shake off almost instantly. Her gaze shifts towards yours, and your heart flutters as she takes notice of you. She reaches out and touches you again, and you swoon.
I need to roll lower.
Makia looks towards you, Chandra, as she reaches out to Calliope and says, I like this one. She reminds me of you before the disappointments. She could be a fresh start. You don't mind if I take her, right?
Chandra will reach out and pull her hand away.
Okay, you grab her hand. She willingly, she doesn't even attempt to stop you from grabbing her. She tilts that head and she says, "Oh, so you do still have some passions in there after all, do you?" But don't let this newfound freedom make you forget yourself. You should remember who I truly am. She pulls her arm out of your grasp. She looks to you all and she says, noticing this gathering has formed a crowd. She rolls her eyes and waves her hand, and immediately the people start dispersing, going off, doing other things. They start making conversation off. It's almost as if you all, this group of you all, is completely going unnoticed by every other patron around you all. Individuals stepping, avidly avoiding going anywhere near you. You see them walking around your group to get to where they're going. Servants who've been waiting on you all hand and foot this entire time just do not or cannot go near you. As she looks towards you and she says, "Fine. She's too old for me anyway." That
Get out of here,
and
Grandma! Get out of here, Grandma!
and as she says that, the feeling, this insatiable or this insufferable pining you've had for her, breaks, and it's almost, I wouldn't call it a huge relief for you, Calliope. It's like it's like you immediately have the feeling of like unrequited love, as if like your heart had been broken, and you stagger.
Oh no!
You stagger back, and your chest is heavy, and you gaze back towards Makia, who does not return your glance, and it's painful because you know that this isn't right. You should not be feeling this way, and it is a very unsettling sensation that washes over your body, as whatever effect Makia had over you is broken.
She just called me old?
She did call you
She
old.
called you old.
And
She
she broke
will
your
reply,
heart.
yes. Yes, apparently you are too old.
It's too
Sorry,
old.
Grandma Calliope.
Too old for Sith training.
Maybe if you were 60 years younger.
Oh my god.
In this dress, she called me old.
Amen.
And that hurts.
Makia speaks to you all now and says, as much as this reunion was a surprise, I think I've had my fill of this party. She looks to Chandra and says, please inform our host that I will not be able to make our scheduled artistry appointment. Let her know that.
Chandra says she will interrupt what she's saying and say, you stay away from her.
Your so-called friend. Truly, I don't know where I went wrong with you. Besides, it should be you being worried about your friend, not me. Do you know what she's truly been up to? What her plans are? She doesn't know, but during our sessions, her mind is so easily manipulated. And she tells me all sorts of things. Things she doesn't remember telling me. Would you like to know what your so-called friend has been up to? I'm sure they would. She looked towards Nala. Trust me, Chandra. Perhaps leaving her alone, perhaps the advice of leaving her alone is better suited for you.
She says,
Do you want to come
she
see?
says, I've said it once and I'll say it again. You always did have a way with words.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Bruh!
Oh no! That's okay. I'm ready to throw hands personally.
I think Chandra's like half HP gone.
You know what? I kind of like it, because realistically, Chandra would want to fight her anyway. But at the same time, she also doesn't.
The excruciating pain, the constant goading from Rega in your mind is literally tearing you apart from the inside of your mind. You take another Jesus, man. 7 points of psychic damage as you stave off, giving in to the commands of Rhaegar as you fight against your instinct to literally decapitate your former master in front of you, not wanting to cause a scene.
It's my friend's party. But it's somebody I want to kill.
The figure you all have seen before you, this enigmatic woman, shrugs as she gives you a sort of nod. She says, goodbye, Chandra.
If you let her go.
I can shoot a paralyzing dart at her right now if you
And
want.
she
Yeah. Out of character, do we want to let her go?
Chandra.
and she
Yeah, you just gotta give anybody here the signal.
she
Chandra says. I don't want to say this. Do I get the feeling that she's actually here? Like, physically here? Or that this is like some sort of projection or something?
she's physically there.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I know how she fuck around.
She do be fucking around like that.
I can bubble, I can paralyze, I can freeze her. What you want?
I can stab her with a lightsaber.
Yeah, or
Chandra
stabby stab.
says.
Stabby stab. Yeah.
Chandra says.
Thing.
You will never leave me alone.
She shakes her head and she says, do not let our estrangement fool you. Just like these pathetic waiters in their fancy garb serving drinks, you belong to me, and you always will, Chandra. Even if I don't claim you, you're still mine. Even with my mother's influence warping off of you.
Chandra says, part of me hoped this wouldn't have to happen.
Well, I got
I've
the
always
cal on
known
mine.
it would be this way. And she, out of courtesy to her dear friend, she shouts over to this random woman, and she says, servant, slave, whatever you are. Does she look?
No, that's a hoity-toity woman.
Yeah, she's talking to her.
I got
Chandra's
you.
making it very clear that she's talking to her.
The woman,
Does she look?
she, hearing your, what you call it? Hearing your loud, declaration, like, people around you, I've been, like, actively avoiding all of you, but it seems your outburst, to literally draw attention back to yourself, causes eyes to be able to wander back over to you in this group. She turns, her face scrunched up, her glass held up into the air, and she says, do you think me a servant? How dare you?
Chandra cuts her off with a very intimidating stare, and she says, I don't care what you think you are. You're going to go tell Za'nara that there's about to be a bit of a ruckus down here. Or I'll tell her with your dead body.
Did I?
She's upstairs. Go. Now.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
We got these all day.
29.
Oh wow.
Za'nara, right? She immediately starts walking off, heading towards the stairs to go upstairs, to go warn Za'nara about the incoming event. But Alia, Makia just shakes her head and she says, and this is why. This is what I'm talking about, Chandra. You've lost your elegance, your grace. I should have never let you work with those savages to stop Soren in the first place. It spoiled you. You forgot how to do these things proper. But I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again.
Before she can try to escape, she'll say, she'll
Go right.
she'll say you're. Yeah, she won't even say anything. She's just going to swing. She doesn't have her saber out yet. She's going to lunge forward and throw a punch.
Lunge and throw a punch? Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna just throw a punch at her.
Okay, roll to attack.
Oh, I still have the advantage thing on, but 26.
26? Okay. Roll damage. Okay. You lunge forward, connecting, punching her dead in the face. She grits her teeth, bearing your punch. She staggers a bit from the impact. You, years. That felt good. Cathartic as fuck. Years of her manipulating, abusing, and now to punch her in her smug face. You gather gasps from the crowd as from your shout earlier, you bring the attention back to everyone that was here. And Makia looks up towards you, a stream of greenish blood trickling from her nose. This side of her face, red, slowly beginning to swell. An anger in her eyes as she looks towards you. A wave of her hand again causes everyone to lose notice. And she looks to you and she says, that may be the last mistake you ever live to regret, my dear foolish
No regret.
apprentice. And as she says that, she vanishes from before you.
Shoot a paralyzing dart.
Hey, if it works,
At the
she ain't
vanished
going
target?
nowhere.
At the vanishing target, she
Nah, I was readying a tech power a little while ago.
Okay, so you're what? Shooting it out as soon as she goes to punch her?
Like as she's like saying her thing, and
He did type it in the chat before I.
Yeah,
intimidated the
there's a
lady.
lot in the chat.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Alright, cool. It's just a con save on her part.
A con save?
Yeah.
Alright, let me get her stat block.
She's probably
Time
like
for this
plus
hot ass
27.
D20 plus 15.
Yep.
$23. Wait, is this is a tech power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 23.
She has plus 11 Constitution.
She has plus 12 to Constitution. Well, to Constitution saving throws.
Well, that does not save, unfortunately. No,
Really?
it totally does.
I was gonna say, okay, sure.
That depends. Yeah.
No, DC 19.
Yeah.
The dart flies out from the insect perched on Nala's shoulder, but as it flies out, the image before you vanishes, and it goes wild. Seemingly, she completely vanishes from your location. Emilio, roll perception for me.
Okay. Coming right up.
26.
Okay.
As this figure vanishes, you frantically start to look around, calling up to your other placed insect, seeing if it, from its perch, has any sort of surveillance on where this individual might have gone, and you see her at the entrance, moving past the statue of Saint Za'nara.
Oh, you give me one more shot?
As she looks back towards the mansion, you see a smile appear on her face as her guise changes. She loses the frills of these frills turn into locks of blackened hair. Her skin turns into a smooth sort of light brownish color. Her nose and face changing. Her attire warping into this lavish red dress of reds and golds, as her entire appearance warps into that of a human woman with upkept hair and fine adornments, and she slowly makes her way out of the party.
I'll quickly relay to my allies. I've got one more shot at this. Say the word and say it now.
Now.
Yeah, shoot her. Fuck it.
All right, I'll fire another.
Yes.
What's the range of
Should I go for
on the dart?
holding cell? Should I go for holding cell or paralyzing dart?
Are they both con
Chandra
saves?
specific.
Holding cell is
Chandra
a
can't hear.
dex save.
Probably a super good dex too. Can I? She's out of range for me. I can't stun her.
All right, I will go for another paralyzing dart, and this time I will cook one of my potent amplitude die to decrease her roll by 1d8.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
And because it's audio tech, it'll let out a bit of like a pulse. So fair is fair.
I got you.
So it's kind of like a.
Got you. So as this figure begins to walk away, you catch her on the cameras, looking to your you relay this information, or you go over this information in your head, thinking about what you should do. Coming to your conclusion, you order your drone to shoot out another stunning dart, attempting to paralyze her. It flies out. Ooh.
Subtract that D8, boy. Let's go.
Okay.
Nice.
19 minus 8, right? A D8.
Yes, subtract that
Yay.
Okay. So
Oh, just
17. It impacts in there, and you see her kind of stop for a moment.
Bro, I'm sprinting. I'm like obvious as fuck.
She goes, plucks the dart from her neck, and crushes it as she uses a legendary resistance
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
walks away.
Yeah. It had to happen.
She burned
I
it.
knew.
Alright.
I knew it's not gonna happen this time.
We made it work for it. We made it work.
Yeah.
Chandra is fuming.
Calliope is fuming.
You
Nala's also pretty pissed.
you run to try to go and catch up, but you hear the feedback from your droid after making the noise. What the hell is that up there? Get down here, you stupid bug!
With my last couple of tech points, I'm just gonna cast Smuggle, giving it a +10 bonus to stealth checks.
A plus 10 bonus to stealth. Holy shit. Okay.
You can't see me.
You can't see me.
They look up towards the camera was perched on, hearing this loud buzzing sound. They're looking up, trying to see what could have made that noise. Roll stealth +10. Yeah, Jesus Christ. What is it? Pass without trace.
Yeah. Essentially.
Jesus. Go ahead.
24.
Okay. They are not able to find your insect. You do hear one of them through your droid say, "Yeah, check camera number 8. We heard some feedback. Is it all good on your end?" It seems that what you did with your droid is being mistaken as being minor malfunction or feedback from their surveillance. It seems your droid is remain inconspicuous. But as Makia leaves you all in a brew of emotions, we will end this session of Star Wars D&D.
Oh man.
Holy fuck.
Well,
for a moment I thought we were gonna start a Sith Lord, but then no.
Y'all was really finna just swing on Alia at the party. That's crazy.
what? Why did
Yeah.
put her here if we weren't
had
gonna
to.
swing on her?
I had to.
Yeah.
When she admitted she would never, that she would always,
Yeah.
own Chandra or whatever, it had to be done.
Yeah, don't
She's
get me
got
wrong.
too
I
much
would have
to
swung
protect
too.
now.
I would have swung too, man. I would have swung too.
Yeah, we're level 18. It's on site right now.
We made so many enemies today. She started today with just, Chandra having her number, and Nala is anti-Sith Lord or whatever. But this bitch just pissed off a whole bunch of level 18 characters.
Bruh.
That's a misplay on her part.
Do you think Alia cares, bro? No, clearly.
We're gonna kill her. We're gonna kill her.
Kill
We're
her.
gonna kill her. She's the next
That's
stop
not
on
the
our
Jedi
tour.
way.
Yes,
Oh my
We
Remember
goodness.
your
fight her.
mini
it's
boss?
gotta happen.
You be quiet, Candy. You be
Yeah,
quiet. alright?
yeah. I'm taking
Lou
this
was
mini
not
boss
here.
down just like
Lou
I took
was
the
not
last
here.
one
Oh
down.
my. She's not a mini boss. She's Darth Alia.
Hey, Luma is not here, but her spirit lives on in Chandra.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. I will be.
Don't forget, she taught me how to be angry.
True, she did that rage. Yeah, that shit is nasty. Well, hold on, I'll be right back.
Y'all
Alright.
only gotta.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on stream. It's always a blast. You can always catch up on all of our previous episodes on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/dicevibes. We update it more frequently now, so you all can catch up on any previously missed episodes. Whew. It's getting intense. We'll see you all same time next week, Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay safe till then, everyone. Bye. Bye. Bye.